Hi, everyone, and welcome yet again to another episode on this topic that we have been doing, which is healing. So, if you remember in the last episode, we talked about why it is important to pursue healing. And today we are going to be addressing the how. So, you have already figured out by now if you listened to the previous episode, and if you didn't, I would suggest you go back and look for that episode on healing so that you can understand this one better. So today we are going to be talking about how. How do you get to a place of healing, or how do you even begin the journey towards healing? The first thing I would say is very important is transparency. Be transparent with God and be transparent with yourself. And if it is possible, be transparent even with the people around you that you have hurt and that have hurt you. The reason why transparency is very important towards healing is that it helps you to address parts of yourself that you probably want to hide away, that you probably don't want to confront. And so when you go to God in prayer and you say, God, this is where I am, this is how I'm feeling, this is what I have been through, it becomes easy for you to process exactly what you are going through, and it becomes easy for you to understand the depth of your hurt. And without understanding just how deep you are hurting, it becomes very difficult for you to move your healing journey or your healing process. And the most amazing thing about learning to be transparent with God and yourself is that when you get into another relationship, it's very healthy. If you can be transparent with God, it becomes easy for you to be transparent with your future spouse. So there is a benefit to being transparent whilst you are seeking healing. The second thing I would say is seek forgiveness. Forgiveness is a very difficult thing to ask for. You have to ask God for forgiveness. We did touch briefly on it in our last episode, but I have to say this again. To begin the process of healing, forgiveness is very important. Now you have to ask God to forgive you, especially if you got yourself into relationships that were not healthy and that strained your relationship with God. And then the second person that you need to forgive is yourself, because you probably blame yourself for making certain decisions that led you into a relationship that wasn't good for you. But until you forgive yourself, it is difficult for you to start mending and healing. Then, obviously, the third person that you need to forgive is your partner, whoever it was that hurt you. And if you are the one who hurt someone, maybe if it is possible, reach out to them and ask for forgiveness. But if it is impossible, it's still okay. Ask God to forgive you and to just touch that person wherever they are, to find it in their heart to forgive you. But forgiveness is very important. Then the third thing I would suggest is for you to go on a sabbatical. What I like to call a sabbatical is just that space and time where you are not looking to date or get into a relationship, but you are just focusing on healing yourself and also spending time with God. I have realized that when people jump from one relationship to another, it's very disastrous. A break is very important, especially when you are hurting, because it helps you find yourself. When you find yourself, it becomes easy for you to know what you want, and it also becomes easy for you to find your future partner or your future spouse. So a break is very important. That space and time where you just focus on rebuilding yourself, on healing yourself, on forgiving yourself, and getting to know what it is that you want for the future so that you do not repeat the same mistake. I know this is all very practical advice, and yes, it is. We need to be practical Christians sometimes because we are living in a practical world. But that doesn't change this one thing. You need God. Even as you implement these 3 steps in your life, you will need God. You cannot do it by yourself. So, bonus thing, important thing to do, spend time in prayer. Every one of us is unique, and God knows how you are hurting. Maybe you might not need these 3 steps. Maybe you need something different, uniquely tailored for you, and the only one who can give you that wisdom and the answers is God. So pray about it before you even start implementing any of these 3 points. Pray about it and ask God to help you, and you will be amazed.